Hey guys, it's Andy, and today I want to talk about the never-ending battle of life. So, we're going to take a little history lesson, a little Andy history lesson right now, because I want you guys to understand that after 9 years of sobriety, it's still really hard. After working out 15 years, it's still really hard. And so nothing more than like highlighting this little story that I want to share with you guys to prove a point. So when I got sober, there was no like real big fanfare about it. Like I just knew I was done drinking. I didn't know why. I didn't know what happened. I just said, oh, I need to stop drinking. So in November 20th, 2014, I stopped drinking. But I didn't know what that meant. So for 10 months, I avoided going to see my family. I avoided going to see my friends. I basically just went to work and came home because I knew that no matter what, if I went out with my friends, I was going to drink. I knew that if I went out with my family, I was going to drink. I didn't know how to navigate those situations, but I knew I could not drink. Okay? Like absolutely just could not do it anymore. Like alcohol was never going to come into my body anymore. But I just didn't know how to do it. I just knew I'm shutting everything off, shutting it down. And then finally, at the end of those 2 months, I'm like crying because I'm so lonely. I had like physically hurt because I'm like, why is this happening to me? Like, I don't understand what's wrong with me. Well, there are programs for that. Hello. So I remember I stepped into my first meeting and, just for transparency's sake, I can't really name it because I am not the face of the program. Like I could easily relapse tomorrow or today or in 5 minutes after I finish this podcast. And I wouldn't want people to be deterred from seeking help because I failed. So we're not going to name the program, but we know what it is, right? So I go to a meeting and I remember I'm sitting in the corner really thinking, I am not one of you people. Like I don't know what's wrong with me, but it is not this thing right here. And I remember the people who were talking, they were people who had 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of sobriety. And I was like, man, I just do not care. Like for you guys, it has to be easy already. You've been doing it so long. Like this is old hat. This is commonplace. This is easy for you at this point. I want to know how the people who get a week of sobriety are smiling. I want to get how the person who has a month of sobriety is in a relationship and happy. I want to know how the person who has 6 months of sobriety is holding down a job successfully. I want to know how these people are doing it, not the people who had 10, 20 years, because they've been doing it pretty much their whole life. They've been sober at this point. But the person who's clawing for another day, how do you do it? Well, almost 10 years later, let me tell you, the same exact way as somebody who has one day is the same exact way as somebody who has 10 years. You just got to do what's right in front of you. And that's the same for a health and wellness journey. Yes, there are people who have just done it their entire life. I mean, just like people who have never drank their entire life. There are people like that. There are people who can have one drink and be happy. There are people who can have a couple cocktails and be fine. Not everybody's an alcoholic. Not everybody's crazy. But you know what? When you get to a point where you're like, enough is enough, I want to change. The principle that you need to follow is the same from day 1 to 10 years to 3,459 days, which is how many days I have. It's the same principle. You just have to do what is right in front of you. You have to reach out for help. You have to basically follow a program. Like, you don't even have to think about it. Like, I don't have to think about, like, I'm not going to the liquor store to buy liquor and put it in my house. And if you've listened to my podcast long enough, you know that I stopped buying my emotional support snacks. The snacks that I have just in case I want a little snacky snack. You let go of the dependencies. Somebody was asking online, and this is mainly about bodybuilding, that they were asking because as you get closer to a show, you're eating less, you're working out more, you're still hitting the gym really hard. Like, you get really, really, really exhausted. And they were like, man, like, how do I juggle all of these like commitments and going out and being with friends and being with family and doing everything, like so on and so forth? And my answer to them was, never make the plan to begin with. The people who love you will still be around. They will understand that you're going through something that's pretty intense. And they will say, okay, well, we'll catch you when you're available. It's the same thing when you try to change your life in terms of diet behaviors. My husband said to me the other day, it's pretty sad that we can't go out to eat together. And I said, well, we could go to the movies together. We can go bowling. We can go mini golf. We can go skiing. We can go to the beach. Like, there's a million other things that are not food centric that we can do. A restaurant is just, we sit down, have somebody prepare a meal, and we just sit and talk about what? Like, our day? I mean, we could prepare food at the house. Even more to the point, what does it matter what I'm ingesting at a restaurant? Like, we're there for each other's company, and there's a million other things that you can do. So my point in all of this is, yes, there is a significant life shift that needs to happen when you are on a health and wellness journey. Okay. But the only thing that you really need to worry about is what is happening right in front of you. Okay. You have a cake right in front of you. What is the right thing to do? Okay. You have half an hour right now or an hour so that you can meal prep. What is the right thing to do? You got to come up with strategies to support those decisions. Lay out your clothes at nighttime. Make sure you're only buying healthy foods that are on your plan. Prepare for the next day. There are many ways in order to be able to succeed, but I say all of this to say, day one, Andy, is the same as 10-year Andy, is the same as 15-year Andy. I'm still doing the same things that I was doing 10 years ago that will get me here. Now, that doesn't mean that I haven't fallen off, especially with the workouts and the food. I have fallen so many times with those things. I mean, with alcohol, I have not failed. Thank God for that. Because nobody wants to see drunk Andy, I promise you. But when it comes to, yes, I've messed up on my diet. Yes, I have messed up with the workouts. Yes, I've taken time off. But I get right back to it. Because those moments are the ones that test you so hard. I still go through self-doubt. I still think, man, this isn't worth it. I still think, oh man, nobody's going to care if I stop tracking my food. Nobody's going to care if I compete ever again. Nobody's going to care. You know who cares? I care. I care about my opinion of me. I care about the self-esteem and the self-respect, the self-love. I care about all of that. So no, you know what? So what if I don't go to a restaurant with my husband when I am like a week out from a show? I'm sorry. This is important to me. And you know what? He supports it because he knows that I love this. The people who have fallen out of my life because they cannot accept that, yes, I got to go to bed early. No, I can't eat those foods. They were never really my friends. There was just some codependency where I needed to eat like them to make sure that they felt good about themselves. Or whatever. I don't know. I just made that story up. But the truth is that people who really love you and are down for you will help you and support you in your journey. So you have to think, what do I really want? And what do I need to get there? And do it. So if you guys need any help, I mean, I do this for a living. I coach, and even if it's not me, I can point you in the right direction and give you guys some tips. But I promise you, people who have been doing it for 10, 20, 30 years, they're doing it the same exact way as people who are 1, 2, 3 weeks into it. There is no magic. It's just hard work, consistency, getting back to it if you fall, trying new things, planning. It's all the same strategies. There is no magic pill. There is no magic thing that is going to make you change. It's just hard work. Sorry to disappoint you guys. All right. Well, I love you guys. I'm so glad that you guys listened to this because I feel like it was a little bit rambly. But anyways, talk to you later.